Good day or good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining a new Asking Anything event from the Microsoft Partner Community. My name is Andra Pentalechuk. I'm the OLAP Community Lead for the Microsoft Partner Community, and I do want to welcome you today for a new live event. Today's topic is grow your cloud business with SMB sales plays and how to get started. So a super exciting event, which is part of a larger series on the Microsoft Partner Community. You can definitely find out more and find the schedule for the upcoming events. I will drop a link in the chat going forward. Our featured speakers today are Cindy Park and Sydney Hofnagel, and I will just give the stage to them in a minute. I would just like you to know that this call is recorded and the recording will be posted on demand in the next 24 hours on the Microsoft Partner Community. So with that, I will give the stage to Cindy first, and we will also leave some time at the end for Q&A, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat as they arrive. Cindy, I think you can take it off.
Thank you, Andra. Good morning and good evening. Thank you so much for joining this session. And we are very excited to start this series of webinar. And my name is Cindy Park, and I am driving CSP program marketing in One Commercial's partner group. And Sydney Hofnagel from the GTM team, and she is driving the digital GTM in OCP team, OCP group as well, and she will co-present in this session. Next slide, please. So, as I mentioned, that this series will be this webinar will be the total 7 series of 7 sessions of one series webinar, and we will focus on more details about the key sales plays in the small and medium business customers. And also we will talk about how partners can maximize the opportunities with our digital tools and CloudAscent. So today's session, we will talk about the overview of SMB sales plays and how to get started. In the next session, we will cover the key opportunities with using CloudAscent tool. And then from session 3 to session 5, that we will talk about each solution area, such as Azure, in modern work and business applications, and how partners can identify the key opportunities in how to accelerate the revenue growth with the tools and the digital engines. And for the number 6 session, we will deep dive more details about the GTM services and benefits. In the last session, we will cover how partners can leverage the third-party marketplace apps and how to sell, and so that maximizing the opportunity of the cross-sell and upsell. So with that, and let me start it in the next slide, and let me just go over what we will cover in this specific session. So in this specific session, and as we will cover the overview of the opportunity in the key SMB sales plays. So as you know, that digital transformation in customers' adoption for the technology is really accelerating. And the cloud is the real accelerator of all digital transformation trends. And based on our IDC research, that every $1 of Microsoft product, Microsoft partners actually generating $9.58. So this represents huge contribution of our partners and also huge monetary opportunities that partners can capitalize with Microsoft Cloud. Next slide. more specifically this year, in the next couple of years, what we do see as a really revenue opportunities, or the top three opportunities. The first one is remote work, and the second one is security, and the last one is cloud migration. And we are hearing from our customers, and also based on our recent survey, and partners shared their insights that those are the key revenue opportunities that those are growing today, and also expect to grow in next 2 years. And also there is additional opportunities that partners also see as a monetary opportunity, which is AI and analytics and data related opportunity as well with Microsoft Cloud. Next slide. So this slide is talking about more practical ways that how partners get started to build practice and go to market and sell. And we do provide very comprehensive and also very descriptive guidance about the specific opportunities with cloud, the sales plays in the SMB market. So for the first one is modern work and security, that there are two key stage plays. The first one is Teams and calling, and the second one is secure remote work. And those are more scenarios that fit into SMB market. And we do provide practical all GTM assets. And if you click those presentation, then you could see the GTM assets, and you can readily leverage and go to market and sell. For the Azure, and we do have Windows Virtual Desktop and the Windows Server and SQL Server running on Azure. And those are the key two scenarios that you can look at and then capitalize on the opportunity. And again, that there are comprehensive campaign assets that you can leverage, and also the other GTM services that if you have a membership benefits that you can leverage to readily go to market and then start to generate demands. As far as business applications, that we do have the digital selling and also more agile business practices that you can actually deliver to your customers. So this slide in the resources in this slide that you can leverage in a more practical way to get started your go-to-market and sell. And Sydney later in this session, and she will cover more details about what's actually inside of those campaign package and how you can leverage. Next slide. And in this slide that we are actually sharing more comprehensive resources, we understand that all partners' journey is not linear, and some partners start to go to market, and some partners still needed to build a practice, or sometimes needed to train their internal staff. So starting with onboarding to CSP program, and there are comprehensive opportunities that you can leverage to build practice, and including assessment tools and solution workspace, and also assisted desk, including cloud enablement desk, and also partner technology consultancy services that you can leverage as gold and silver membership partners. And go-to-market side, that we do have the really end-to-end assets that Sydney will go over a little bit details in the later section. For the selling side, that I will cover a little bit of details in this session, although it's a high level. We'll talk about the CloudAscent, and then additional resources for manage and continue to grow, including support, etc. So I want to make sure that you are aware of all those resources so that you can share with your team and your organization, so that just leverage all those resources to accelerate your cloud business growth. Next slide, please. So this is a solution workspace that helps you to build your solutions easily and then help you to accelerate your go-to-market. And I would encourage you to join this solution workspace you haven't done yet. And solution workspace for the service provider's perspective provides really comprehensive resources in one place, including how to build solutions and go to market and sell. So please join today and then create one solution. You will be able to see all the comprehensive resources in one place. Next slide. This is the resources for your reference that you can just easily find out your assessment tools and trainings in MS Learning sites. So just wanted to make sure that you are aware of all the related resources when you do the train. You want to build your skills in the training. Next slide, please. This is the CloudAscent tool that across this webinar series in the next session and the following 3 sales place sessions that we will cover a little bit more details. And this CloudAscent tool, it is available on the Partner Center. So when you log on the Partner Center dashboard, that you can start to download those tools. What it does is that it actually shows the opportunities that you have with your existing customers. It shows the propensity of your existing customers purchasing. So this is a really great tool that I want to encourage you to explore and started to do more targeted demand generation based on your existing customer base. And we will cover more details about step-by-step how to use it and what's in it in the next week's webinar. So please make sure to register next week's webinar to learn more. Next slide, please. So with that, and I will hand over to Sydney to cover more details about how you can accelerate your revenue growth with go-to-market resources and assets.
Thanks so much, Cindy. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to chat with you about the go-to-market resources we have available today in alignment with the SMB sales plays. I'm going to share a little bit about kind of the state of the market in terms of digital marketing, and then kind of dive into how we look to help partners when it comes to capturing new customers. So as Cindy mentioned, I sit on the go-to-market team, and we really look to provide value to partners through accelerating your time to market, generating demand, growing your cloud business, and customer acquisition. We have a lot of different scenarios that we support, but our key offerings really kind of tie into these 4 drivers: Marketing Resource Hub, the go-to-market desk, demand generation, and channel drivers. And today we're going to focus on some of those channel drivers to help you access these SMB sales plays and get started quickly. So I want to start by just chatting about kind of some pre-COVID digital trends. We already knew that our customers and prospects were moving towards more online activities when it comes to the buying cycle. 67% of the buyer's journey was done online, and 84% of C-level executives were using social media to make purchasing decisions before the global pandemic hit. We had over 3.1 billion active social media users all around the globe that spent 3 hours per day on social platforms. So prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, I spent a lot of time evangelizing the opportunity to partners about using social media as a way to reach new customers. And we knew that this kind of self-serve digital, this self-serve kind of move to digital was happening. If you look at this research, you can see that from 2016 to 2019, that self-serve rose across every stage of the buying cycle, whether our customers or prospects were researching, evaluating, ordering, or reordering, we can see that from 2016 to 2019, right, there's massive growth in that self-serve space. And so what did the pandemic do? Ultimately, a lot. We added over 1 billion users worldwide, and the penetration for social media users and people just spending time online vastly increased. In the US alone, there's 72.3% of our population is active on a social media, meaning that they not only have an account, but that they're actually using it. And just the month after the pandemic hit, social media consumption increased 44% globally. So before, when I was telling people that and partners that your customers are online, you need to meet them where they are, we see that even more now. And so how does that impact the B2B sales process? Well, we already knew that there was this shift to online web support and e-commerce. One of the things that I found most surprising about this was that not only did I anticipate that the field sellers would, activities would decrease, but the inside sales teams did as well, because as these businesses shifted towards online presence and instituting chatbots and e-commerce, it actually had a decrease on the inside sales teams as well. People were looking now to have wholly digital experiences. They wanted to find what they needed in a self-serve format on these digital properties. And so why does this matter? Well, the new B2B buying journey, has slowly started moving, I would say less like a funnel and more like a bowl of spaghetti. Gartner kind of released this research and said that 6 things have to happen at the same time in order for a complex sale to go through. Problem identification, solution exploration, requirements building, supplier selection, all of that has to be validated, and then there has to be consensus. And so the reason that I bring this up is that we used to think that sales and marketing kind of happened. It was marketing and then it got handed off to sales. And it's really now more of sales and marketing moving side by side. What you see on this screen, I've highlighted just all of the different places where content or content marketing or digital marketing comes into play. And you can see that it's scattered throughout this maze of the buyer's journey. And so why does this matter? Because we as Microsoft want to provide you with tools and content in order to make sure that every time one of your customers comes to your social pages or comes to your website or your blog, or that you need to send out an email campaign, that we have resources there to help you. So as Cindy mentioned, we have created these sales plays. You can access these sales plays through a few different engines that I'm going to go over. The key thing that I want to highlight on this slide is actually what do they include. So we rounded out the resources. We didn't want to just provide standard copy or a couple of decks. We wanted to make sure that you had everything you needed in order to go to market and accelerate customer acquisition through your digital properties. And so you'll see that we have everything from sales guidance and sales decks to infographics and ebooks that you can get if you use some of our tools. So lots of great content inside of these campaigns, and I highly recommend that you take a look. Most of them can be customized, so you can add your logo, you can use bits and pieces. It's really quite robust. And these are just some of the examples. We have one-pagers, pitch decks, gated ebooks and guides, thought leadership that we typically pull from third party. And we have these aligned to all the solution areas that Cindy mentioned. So we actually worked with Cindy's team, and we have campaigns aligned to all of those SMB plays that she identified as big opportunity for our partners. So the platforms that I'm going to really quickly touch on are PMC, DMC, and Chorus Content Hub. I'm not going to do full demos for you today. I think that'll happen in a later session. But for now, I just want to show you kind of how you can access and get started. These tools are meant to be super intuitive and easy to use, and we have support tied to all of them. So if you have any troubles accessing, we have resources that can support you. Okay, so I'm going to get started and talk about PMC. All right, so PMC is really just our content library. The content lives in this format. It's very much self-serve, where you can go in and use filters and what have you in order to access campaigns and pieces of content. There are filters that you can use and search for, aligned to solution area, and the tool actually recognizes the locale, and so it's going to serve up content in your region. So if you're looking for localized, that's something that we can help with as well. And then there's campaigns here. So PMC is very much self-serve. Go in, search for your content, download it, and use it how you will. The second tool that I'm going to share with you is called Digital Marketing Content on Demand. So this tool is really about campaign and content syndication. We wanted to make it super easy for you to access these campaigns and get started right away. So once you sign in and create your profile, you're going to have access to all of these campaigns in a format that's going to make it super easy for you to start sharing right away. So you'll notice that I've uploaded a banner and I've added my profile information. Once you get your profile set up, your next step is going to be to connect your social and your email lists and get started right away. So you can see that I've connected a few of my network connections. So I've connected my Facebook, my Twitter, my blog, and I've uploaded some email lists. One thing to note is that we don't have access to your emailing lists. So if you're nervous about your customer data or keeping that private, we don't have access to that. That remains your information and your information alone. And any leads that you generate through this tool, Microsoft will not have access to that customer data. So once I'm in the tool, I'm going to select a campaign. We have lots of different campaigns, but I'm going to highlight this Microsoft 365 for business and security. As Cindy said, this is one of the key sales plays for SMBs. Every single week, you're going to get a new set of content that has a variety of different assets available to you so you can share them. So because I've connected my Twitter and my Facebook, I can quickly go in, find a piece of content that I'd like to share. I can customize this with my business information. And the tool does a little bit of pre-customization. So as you can see, it's pulled in my company name, Contoso Technology, out of my profile. So that's why that profile building is really important. I'm going to go ahead and select that I want this to get pushed out to my Twitter, my Facebook, and my blog. And I can schedule this, or I can post right away. It's going to give me a quick preview and show me that my customization was there. And again, if you wanted to fully customize this and change out all of the text, we highly recommend that you do that. You tell your story better than anyone. I'm going to click confirm. And the tool posts out to my social without me having to leave the screen. So super streamlined when it comes to sharing content and making sure that you always have the opportunity to keep your social up to date. So when we think about that content marketing piece and that B2B journey, one of the important things that we've seen from successful partners is being able to establish themselves as thought leaders. And so by having up-to-date social and having this kind of knowledge base that lives on your social profiles, right, it just establishes you as somebody that these customers and prospects can go to as an expert in your space. So this tool has, we have all the campaigns that Cindy highlighted, including the SMB ones. There's a variety of different content. We usually have 10 to 12 weeks of content within each campaign. This tool is available to Microsoft partners at no cost, so I highly recommend you check it out. There's going to be a link for how you sign up in the resources section. And then just keeping, being conscious of time, the last resource that I want to share is Course Content Hub. So once you have your prospects or your list or you're engaging with a customer one-on-one, we highly recommend that if you're looking to use Microsoft content in those conversations, that you leverage Course Content Hub. Again, this is available to you at no cost. And I'm going to actually show a quick video and talk through that demo here. All right, so Chorus Content Hub is really just a Office application that we've connected with our content library. So if I am a sales, a person in sales or even marketing, and I have had a conversation with a customer, I'm going to open up my Office app, and so I'm in Outlook right now, and you can see that I'm searching for Microsoft content directly within Outlook. I find this deck that I want to share, a Teams presentation with a potential customer. I can fill in some information about my company. You're going to see that you can get, there's different levels of customization depending on the asset, and then I can quickly attach it. So notice that this happened all within Outlook without having to leave. So it's really meant to increase your productivity and serve up content where you're doing work. The next thing that Chorus can help you with is creating. So let's say I need to create a proposal. I find a template and I can customize this with all of the different information inside of using the smart fields in the document. So here you can see that the smart fields have filled in my salesperson's information. They've pulled in their logo, they've pulled in the customer name. So you can get quite customized when it comes to some of these resources. The next, and you can also favorite. So it's easy to find your content. It's easy to find your content if you're using a document over and over again. And then lastly, you can merge multiple decks together. So if you're looking for pulling multiple slides in out of a presentation that you've used before, you can quickly pull that together in a shopping experience, create a new deck, and attach that directly in your email to your customers. And then the last feature is share and track. So using this feature, you can actually share content with your customer or prospect using a link. This link will give you some insights into how your customer has engaged with the content. So if you use this link, you're going to be able to see, did they download it? What was the average time spent on page? Which page were they most interested in? This is really meant to empower you to have more data so you can connect with your customers in a way that's meaningful. So if they're spending more time on a specific feature or topic, you can really spend some time on that or send a follow-up on that topic specifically. So those are our 3 resources. We went through them pretty fast, but you can always access them. They're available at no cost to partners. So if you have any questions, you can always go to our go-to-market webpage to sign up and see what benefits you have available to you. Cindy, I'll hand it back over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sydney. And I think we are at time, so we probably would not have enough time to do Q&A time, but just I would like to encourage you to check out the resources. And if you have any additional questions, that please join in the next webinar session, and next one will be next Wednesday. And also, if you have any specific questions for the GTM side, that there is a monthly GTM webinar as well. And also, we will allocate separate time in April 20, I think it's 21st, about GTM deep dive session, so that you can learn more details and have more interactive Q&As. So with that, I want to thank you everyone for joining this session to learn more about the Sales Place and how to get started. We are looking forward to seeing you in the next week's webinar for the CloudAscent. And thank you everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, Sydney, for your time and for the presentation. These are very useful resources for our partners, and thank you all for taking time today to join this AMA. It's the first, it's not the last. As Cindy mentioned, we are making available a series that is available for you on the Microsoft Partner Community in terms of agenda. So make sure you click on the links that are in the chat. The recording will be made available on the Microsoft Partner community for this call. So thank you all again and have a great rest of the day or evening. I will conclude the session with that. Thank you.
Thank you.